Coming
the
up
advice
next.
I would give my own mother's kids.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think that I've gone through so much, guys. Like, you talk about parents, I've gone through it.
Yeah.
You talk about relationships, I have gone through it. You talk about poverty and money, I have gone through it.
Yeah.
You talk about friendships. Literally, I had a friend that I looked at as my best friend. Was this girl not having an affair with my ex-husband?
Hi there, and welcome back to Leadership with Mutondi R. And this is a podcast where we get to celebrate phenomenal women who are doing great things in leadership. And today I have a very exciting guest, Owamie Netshivhazwaulu. Guys, if I can tell you that this is a dynamite that comes in a very small and short package.
I'm tall, guys. She's lying.
On the video, she's very tall.
Even on real life,
Yeah.
the tall, you guys, the tall.
You're claiming the tallness. Tall people wouldn't do that.
I'll grow. One day I'll be tall. I'm still growing.
Yeah,
guys.
no, we will water you.
I'm just a baby.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me, Owamie, in this conversation, because
Yeah.
I'm just so excited by looking at women who are winning. And you are one of the leaders in YouTube.
Yeah,
and
thank
I mean, YouTube is a growing space now,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are coming into the space. And I just
Yeah.
thought, you'd have a lot to share around that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Owamie, can you just please share with our viewers your journey from where you started up until where you are now? I know you're still going very far.
Amen to that.
Yes, millionaire vibes.
Billionaire vibes,
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, no, so yeah, man, I mean, I think my name is Owamie Netshivhazwaulu, as she said, and I am an award-winning entertainment blogger. I'm going to say
We
that,
recognize greatness.
of course.
Hello.
So my journey, honestly, with YouTube is I started the year 2017.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a big thing yet. Like,
Yeah.
it was a very few people. I remember the time that I started YouTubing, there were people that used to comment, if I subscribe, do I have to pay a certain amount every month? That's how like unknown YouTube was
Yes.
to a lot of people, So I definitely am one of the people that, especially in the entertainment space, like,
Yeah.
I'm one of the first, if not the first,
Yeah.
to do it the way that I do it. Especially like with a video form and everything. Though at that time when I started, I was just doing voiceovers. But it was very wild. It was the time that people still did not understand that there's such a thing called entertainment blogging.
Yeah.
So people would just look at you and be like, I'm Gaba, hey, you're
Yeah.
busy. Yeah, you'd get insulted like nobody's business. But I was like, you know what, my price.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
My eye on the prize.
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely did persevere. So I uploaded my first video ever on the 5th of January 2017.
Okay.
I still remember that day.
Yeah.
It was such a crazy time, guys. We were staying in Soweto, in Spirit. Me and my ex-husband, and I remember when I started, my baby sisters were actually there. We were in a back room. Okay. Yeah. We were in a back room, Soweto. Things were really tough financially. Like, we did not have money whatsoever.
Yeah.
So how I actually got to know about YouTube was that I was staying in this other house, this other lady's house, and that place was in Vliehof.
Okay. Yes. I know Vliehof.
Yeah, so I was staying in Vliehof, and I remember that lady. She was just nutty snacks, man. She basically, I think it was her first house, and this person that wants to come in and give you makua contracts and tell you this and this, but they don't want to follow makua standards. So her contract had actually said that if something gets broken, I think she had said it gets fixed within the first 24 hours or something.
Oh,
That was in her contract, right? Alongside, like, Ukari, you're staying in Santon, those type of vibes.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, there was something that was broken. We asked her to fix, she didn't fix. Came and then we're like, we can't pay you without this thing being fixed. This is what's in the contract. So what she did was that she was like, well, the certain vibes I'm gonna put down. She became a thug. Came in the middle of the night with men. Took the door literally up.
The door
The front door of the house.
Ah, guys.
I am telling you, like the front door of the house. And now my ex-husband and I were there, like, we cannot sleep without a door. So we now in the middle of the night, guys. And she even cut electricity. I forgot to say, somebody went up the pole and they cut electricity. So it's Darkville.
Sure.
And there's no front door. And then we had to like phone torches.
Yeah.
Do the door, remove the door, and then the one from the bathroom, and then put for the front door.
Yeah.
And then after that, in the morning, we went to House Tribunion, and then of course we won. She got arrested anyway. So yeah.
Really?
Yes. Who do you think I am?
That's thuggish.
I did. Yeah. Like, oh, you're gonna be a thug. You're gonna sleep with other thugs, Chibobo.
So it just take me to the moment when you realize that she's taking down the door. Did you hear sounds?
Of course, most, because my ex was someone that was just too chilled. It was sometimes too chilled for my vibe.
Yeah.
I wanted to fight her because I could definitely take. I wanted to beat her up. So my ex was like, no, he's holding me and she's with men, and so I'm like, I'm not gonna put him in a situation where maybe he can get hurt because we're outnumbered.
Yes.
So I just sat down, and so she did what she was doing.
Yeah.
And then in the morning we then went to the House Tribunion. I think that's what they call it. And then of course, we also opened a case. So the following day we had electricity, we had a door. Yeah, and then we opened a case, and she got arrested maybe about 2 weeks after the incident happened. So I'm sure she was sitting home thinking like, okay,
it's over.
And I remember when she actually came with the police, I'm the one that opened the case, not my ex-husband.
Okay.
So she was like, I'm not talking to you. She's talking to my ex, begging him like, please don't, I've got a baby at home. My child is still breastfeeding. And I'm looking at her like, and then that police officer was like, well, he's not the one that opened the case. It's her.
Yo.
So now she has to turn to me. I'm like, get in the car and go. She slept in jail.
In their own house, guys.
Yes, she did. And they took her Friday. So she spent Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night.
Where's she now?
I don't know, but ma'am, if you're still watching, thank you, because you're doing actually, that's how it got for me to actually know about YouTube. So, it was God's way of wanting me to go to my destiny. You know? So basically, after that whole incident, I just didn't want to stay in her house anymore. We still didn't pay rent that month.
Okay.
I was like, you can take the deposit because we're leaving,
Yeah.
But after she got arrested, that's when her father came. Literally, that man flew from, I think, Cape Town. I'm telling you.
Shame.
And he was like, no, we understand what she did was wrong. But, the baby went 3 days without milk. I'm just looking at them. But, no, he was not like a baby. He was like maybe 2 years old. He was still breastfeeding, but he could eat, Like, I'm not a demon.
So that just... Yeah, no.
But I'm also someone's child.
Yes. But I think she didn't think through her move.
She didn't think through her move.
She thought it's just gonna be easy.
So if you're watching this, madam,
don't you have an apology for her though?
No.
And the baby?
Well, the little Bunzunu, no, I'm sorry. We had to teach your mommy a lesson. But I'm sure now she's not going up and down, busting doors and acting like a criminal.
Yeah, she wouldn't do that.
I taught your mommy a lesson. You should also think.
Owamie.
So obviously then, we were not financially okay.
Yeah.
And so what actually happened was that I told my ex, I was like, I'm not comfortable staying here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We need to look for a place.
Makes sense.
So, I didn't pursue it because she could have been arrested. So I just decided, okay, we're not gonna pursue the case.
Okay.
It's fine, like that 3 nights in jail.
Yeah. They taught her something.
It was all about teaching her a lesson. And so we decided, we told the family, we're like, okay, we're gonna just be moving out month end, so we had to get a place. I remember we got this cottage. They belonged to white people. They stay there in Rodiport.
Oh, okay.
And like to them, I love them,
Oh, okay.
But because of it was part of the package, the rent was like 3,000 rands, and they said internet included. So I had never really stayed in a place where there was free internet. I mean, we used to get the free Wi-Fi in university, but when you're in university, you're just studying, you're not really thinking about a lot of stuff. So I remember I went to YouTube and I just came across a vlogging channel that was Jamie and Nikki.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God, sorry, I love them. And I started following them. And then I remember, guys, I came across Pigmail. And I was like, girl, Pig Mill is like so gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know? And I remember just got so inspired because she would be doing makeup. I didn't have money for any makeup.
Sure.
You know,
it was that bad.
Yes, it was horrible. I didn't have money for me. Guys, like, I was at a point where you would look for 2 rands in the house and it's not there. That's how tight life was.
All the 2 rands were gone.
All the 2 rands were gone because every single kobo, every cent mattered, you know.
Sure.
And so I remember just watching her and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, she's so beautiful. And I would look and I would just watch her videos. And so as my time was going, I was like, but I can actually do this, hey? Like I can actually be a YouTuber because I got to know more and more about people. But it was like Americans. It wasn't a lot of South Africans. And then I now got to know that you can actually make money out of this. So I remember I would see and just fantasize, like me doing videos and getting like 2,000 or 2,500. You know, like literally that's where my mind was. At, because at that time, that was a lot of money for me, you know. And so I was like, oh my gosh, we can do this, this and that. But now I didn't have a phone. You
didn't have a phone?
I didn't have a phone. I was using like a very old BlackBerry.
Yeah.
And the quality was not there. So I remember there was a day that I went to the shops and then I remember go game. I saw a Samsung S3, J3. And it was 3,000 rands. And I'm like, where do I get 3,000 rands from?
Yeah, in this condition.
In this economy. So I remember talking to my ex and I'm like, baby, do you think it's possible that maybe we can relocate and go to a cheaper place, take the deposit here and buy me the phone, you know? And this man agreed.
Wow.
So from Rodiport, we packed our stuff, went to Klipspruit.
Wow.
And from Klipspruit, the deposit money had not come back yet. I don't know how that man hustled that money. I only found out later. But he actually was like, one morning he just woke up because we were still waiting for the money.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday, I remember. It was like, baby, get dressed. We're going to the shops. I'm like, oh, what are we going to get, you know? It's like, it's a surprise. And I'm like, okay. So, like, because, you know, I think I was just taking a bit of time. It's like, I'm going to buy your phone. Let's go. You did not see me running, guys. I remember we bought it called this other mall that is not far from Glipspruit. It's in Lanzeria, if I'm not too mistaken. Lanesia or something. Somewhere that side, guys, I've forgotten years ago. And then we went there, we bought that phone. Guys, I could not believe it. I could not.
Have you thanked him?
Oh, he got his money back times folds. Okay, he got a car.
From you.
Do you get? He got land.
Okay.
So, no, I was very fair. I was a very, very fair person. Anyway. Yeah, so that's when I started my YouTube. Honestly, with that phone, you know. And I remember the first day that I actually started, my baby sisters were like complaining. My youngest sister, who's the one that chows my money more now, the one I just took to college, she's the one that was complaining about this because they had to literally hold my background. Someone had to stand on the other side.
But I was about to ask, with your living arrangement.
My arrangement was bad.
How was the first background? How did you make that?
Guys, it was like I went to Maponya, you know, and then I got, you know, like a tapita. You know a tapita, right? A tapete. I don't know. Some people will know a tapita.
The one for the
one that's shiny. But that one at the back, it kind of had like a velvety back.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So one had to stand on the other side out of frame and hold the other had to stand on the other side because whenever we tried to like stick it to the wall, it wasn't sticking. And the wall was so bad, I didn't want the background to be there. So she was complaining.
Oh,
but Grace mom, I love you, Sissy.
Yeah.
You know,
and now she's getting the rewards.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
You know, we all are anyway. Oh. So anyway, the other one stood that side, the other one stood that side, and I'm like, hi guys, my name is Owamie. Oh, guys, when I see my first video is actually there on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
Literally, I'll never forget or delete that video because that symbolizes exactly where I come from. With the camera was not worse, you know, it was the best for me at that time.
Yeah.
But I had to also convert the video to a lower standard so that it can accommodate my data because I didn't have money for data.
Okay.
You know, people buy gigs, people have Wi-Fi. We didn't have that, you know. So I had to convert it lower so that it can accommodate the data that I would actually have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. And then how did you get to, you know, start earning now on YouTube?
So I YouTubed, I would say, for 8 months without getting a cent.
Sure.
I YouTubed for 6 months. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. For 6 months for me to get to 100 subscribers.
Yo, that's a long time.
It's a very long time. So I see people saying, oh my gosh, I've been YouTubing forever.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck at 200 subscribers. I'm like, how long? No, about 3 months. I'm like, ma'am, I YouTubed for 6 full months to get 100 subscribers. And I remember when I got 100 subscribers, I was so happy. I even did a video thanking my 100 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and that was in July. No. 7 months actually, right?
Yeah.
August the 3rd, unfortunately, Dumaslela passed away. And I remember I made a video, and that video went viral. I got over 100,000 views on that video. And I was like, what? I started making more and more videos. And I do have this story that I need to tell you. One thing about me is that whether you're still in my life or not, I will give you the good that you have actually done for me. So I remember, because at that time, my ex used to just hustle, those 30 rands. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hustle, and putting 30 rands next to hustle. Things were tough. At this point, we're now in Free State. He lost his job. So we're both not working. We're just sitting there depending on grant money, from auntie and his dad, because his dad was working. So I do remember actually going to my ex, and I said, baby, can you please just get me 2 gigs? If you get me 2 gigs, I'll make sure that I make us money. And I remember that man literally went to a shop, because my ex actually has a degree he's IT, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's very good with computers.
Nice.
And I remember I went to this other man, and he was like, listen, that man has got like a computer shop where he fixes stuff, and he also, I think he was running a mini, what do they call this, Wi-Fi cafe?
Internet cafe. Yeah.
And so my ex went there, and he was like, listen, can you please just give me 200 rands and I'll work for you for a whole week.
Oh, nice.
He took that whole 200 rands, guys, and he went and he bought me 2 gigs.
For data. Oh. No, let's thank him properly.
I do thank him all the time. No, like when it comes to that part, I will say the nonsense he has done.
Yeah.
But the good that he has done, I'll also mention it when it is actually, how can I say this? Like when it matters.
Yes.
So he gave me the 2 gigs, and from that 200 rands, the following month, I made 23 grand.
That was your first paycheck.
My first paycheck was 23,000 rands from YouTube, and it came from that 200 rands that this man went in.
Wow.
Yes, because I can't remember how many videos I made, and those videos were flying. I post the video now, it has got 100,000, 500,000, 300,000, and it was the time that the videos were short. And again, I had not learned the algorithm of YouTube, because remember, I just had my first video that went viral. I don't know how it works. All I could see was that from AdSense side, my money kept on going up. But there was a part of me that was like, there's no way they can give me this much money.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna come back and claim their money.
Maybe they're gonna be like, what the? And I tell you, like, when that money hit my account, we were all just looking at each other like, it was the highest I'd ever seen. And remember, it had not worked for the longest time. So I remember from that 23,000 rands, I went and I bought my first camera, which was 5,000 rands. It was a Canon.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember if it was M100 or something. It got stolen, unfortunately. But that first camera, I remember my ex and we took a trip to Joburg. I literally got my first weave. Oh, honey! That 23,000, it basically worked back into the business. And I think I did give him 6,000 rands. Yeah.
Well done on that.
I did give him 6K.
Sure.
And that was for him to go and buy clothes, because won't he do it? That the same September was the same month that my ex actually got a job. He was a teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he needed new clothes, because remember, we didn't even have clothes. So I went in and spent like 6 grand on his clothes, and everything was really.
You were the wife.
I was definitely the wife, because he was also the husband. That man used to love me.
Yeah.
And I loved him dearly as well.
Yeah.
So after that, obviously, that was when now life started picking up. We were able to move out, and we went to our own back room.
Hey.
Guys, really? And then we stayed in the back room, I can't remember for how many months. And then we now moved to town.
Oh, the burbs.
The first house, it was actually closer to the township. It wasn't too far.
Yeah.
But little Miss Ma'am, I wanted a bigger house. That was all the way over there in the burbs. And so, I was like, no, baby, let's do this. We got a car, we got it cash. Yes, the Peugeot. Yes, we bought it cash. And then we then moved to town, and then we went to the other side of town, which was very nice. That's where we stayed for years. Yeah, and then that's how it has been, guys. Like,
and this was in Bloom.
In Free State,
Yeah, you're in Free State.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, and you are very confident. Like, that much. You know what helped you, or what instilled that confidence in you? Is it maybe how you grew up? What factors do you think contributed to you being this confident person?
Poverty.
Poverty is a confidence booster.
Poverty saved my life. What are you talking about? One thing about me, guys, if you tell me right now to go model and I'll give you 500,000, I'm modeling. I don't care what the Gaba is there.
You're doing it.
I'm modeling. There are certain things obviously I won't do for money, but it's not a lot. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. It's not a lot. So for me, it was like that thing of, okay, it's either you're gonna be confident and do this or not. If you're gonna do it, like, give it your best shot. But I won't lie, guys, like, wanting a better life for myself is what has inspired me more than anything.
Okay.
So just say, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And that is one of the reasons why I'm so shameless with my story. In this video I can be bashing my ex-husband, and in this video I can be praising him, because he was not all good and he was also not all bad. Same as me, same as anyone that is in my life. So that's why I tell my story so shamelessly, because it's what I've gone through. I know there are certain people that it can help. And again, like, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong.
And it's your story.
It's my story. It cannot change. Whether I talk about it or not, it's there. It happened. You understand? So honestly, for me, I think that is that. But there's also another thing that I would also like to say. I would like to thank my mom. To my mom.
Hey,
thank you to my mommy. You know, she's been late. This is year 11. I can't believe, like, it's been so long, hey? But my mom is like, she knew that she was going to actually pass early in this world. I'm telling you, because that woman... My mom used to compliment me so much, guys. I used to think I'm the most beautiful girl in the whole universe. My mom is the only person, even to today. I think there's one person that has actually said this, but I can't remember who. But I remember that day I went home and I cried. My mother would compliment my ears.
Wow.
No, my mom would be like, do you see my child? Do you even see her ears? How many people have beautiful ears? You should not play. My child is so beautiful. She's even down to her ears. And I remember my mom used to always say, there's nothing my child cannot do. She would always say that. Like, she would always be like, let's say maybe I came home and because I used to be like an A student when I was younger, right? Like, I'll come home and maybe I got like a 92 and 93. And my mom would be like, Vela knew. No, my child.
Oh, wow.
There's nothing my child cannot do. You couldn't, like, I swear to God, there was, like, when you say you can do no wrong to your mom, like, that woman... I don't know. She was a nurse, obviously, so I guess maybe she did study psychology. But all this stuff she started when I was still very, very, very young. My mom would give me the confidence. She was someone that would allow me be expressive. Like, she would allow me talk. You know, where else back then you talking to your mom a certain way or saying things
would be frowned upon.
She's disrespectful. My mom did not care. My mother did not even care. I remember, like, as much as we are vendors, you know, you say "ma," and then now I would say "me." Calling my mom, I'd be like, "me." Like, in other cultures, that's how they call, and she's Venda. But instead of saying "ma," I'd be like "me." She would be like, "Yes, Sissy. Yes, baby. Yes, Mwanaka."
Nice.
People till today don't know that Owamie actually was given to me by my mom. My Venda name is Tembuluo.
Oh, Tembuluo.
Yes.
Okay.
But then when she was working in Skororo, right? And then I think there was like a little girl that was named Owamie and she loved her. And then when she came to home, she would be Umtana Owamie. Owamie. And then she would start just saying Owamie. That's why I love Owamie with my soul.
Nice.
That's why I go by Owamie. It was my mother's pet name to me.
Is it on your ID?
It's not even in my ID. But the time I went to take my ID, I already had Owamie. And I wanted to add it, but I was with my father and he was looking at me, which names? I was like,
Now we know you are Temburu.
Now I need to go and add my Owamie there.
Please.
I'm not gonna remove Temburu because what happens when they say speak Zulu in a Zulu accent?
Exactly.
They should also know that I'm Venda.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah, I shouldn't remove my Temburu, but yeah, I go by Owamie. If you call me Temburu, I'll just look at you.
Yeah.
Not that I have a problem with my name, but I would like to be formally addressed as Owamie.
Okay.
It has a special meaning for me because it was my mom's name, you know. So I love it. So yeah, my confidence, honestly, I would say that my mother definitely boosted me. And because of I've seen how good that is, of the fact that she didn't put too many boundaries for me. And she made me believe that I can do anything. Literally, like you guys were here when I was setting up and everything.
Yes.
I'm self-taught. I didn't go to school for anything. I just, when I look at something, I'm like, I can do it. And if this thing is, I will be patient enough to learn that thing until I get it right. Because I'm like, I can do it. Because that's something that I grew up believing.
And I've seen this, like, guys, Owamie is a machine. Like, I won't even get started because while just watching you is just so inspirational to me, you know. So, back on the confidence, right?
Yeah.
You said poverty was the main driver of confidence. So is this the poverty that you experienced in marriage or your upbringing? So maybe if you can just share a bit about how you grew up. And,
no, I didn't grow up poor, guys.
Okay.
My upbringing was great. My dad was a principal. My mom was a nurse. So yeah, we grew up really well.
No, you guys were rich.
Wow,
Tell the people the truth.
Okay, yes. I mean, my father has a whole complex, guys. That is ShopRite, that is Pep. He has multiple properties. Yes.
Oh, wow.
So like at home, like they are really good.
You come from
my father's house is like 5-bedroom house and stuff. So we grew up proper. Like even though we're in the village, the bathroom was always in the house and everything. We had electricity when other people didn't have electricity.
So you never got to experience?
No, I can't say when I was young, you know, obviously. So, I mean, we grew up being considered like the rich kids that were not using taxis. We used to go to Tendo with daddy's car, stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
No, guys, don't like, you know.
You are here acting normal with us, can't you? You come from money. You come from money.
No, but so I think that a lot of people actually do get confused on as to how then do you talk about poverty?
Yeah.
And if like that was your background. After my mother passed, ciao. Life showed me flames, okay? Because my father has his money. It's his. He's not going to help you with a cent. Forget it. Well, anyway,
how does that work?
Well, I mean, I think that anyone that watches me, they know like the circumstances with my father. But he won't give you one rent. You understand? So you're on your own, literally. Like someone that has a poor father is even better than me.
Sure.
Yeah, because at least even if your father is poor, when he gets that 100 rands, he can give you 20 rands.
Yes.
Now I get 0. So you get like for me. So after the time that obviously I struggled with depression, I did drop out of school. I wasn't working, and my ex, things were bad. Like things were really bad. Yeah. And I think that I'm someone that the way that I was raised, my mom actually did such a great job of wanting me to be an independent woman. Like my mother was very, very strategic in that. She would teach me things that she would sit down with me and have conversations with me.
Wow.
My mom was like an angel, hey?
Wow.
I don't even want to lie. So she would sit and she would tell me, she would teach me, don't have a child before you yourself are ready. You don't have a child for a man. You don't do this. She was just such a realist, you know?
Yeah.
And she really just wanted the best for me. You know, and obviously my siblings. And she used to always say, you are this children's mother. That's why even till today, I consider my baby sisters as my babies.
Yes.
Like if you ask me, I'm like, no, I have 3 children. But people don't get that I'm talking about my 2 sisters and my nephew.
Yes.
Because my mom literally taught me from such a young age that you take care and you protect.
It's like she knew.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like she knew that she was going to actually leave us. Early. And so due to the fact that she spent so much time in training me and educating me and making sure that, you know what, she's building me as best as she could.
Yeah.
That's why, like, even after she passed, as much as I struggled, if I have one dress, everybody knows that it's being shared amongst the four of us.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So these are, can you say that whatever that you are today, the foundation was laid by your mom, basically?
Yes.
You being assertive. I've already spoken about the confidence.
Yeah.
The hustling spirit, because
Yeah.
this girl can work.
Guys, my mom was such a hard worker.
Yeah.
But my father, shall say what you want about him, that old man was such a hard worker when we were growing up. You'd barely see him at home.
Oh,
he was always
okay.
out working. So everything that he has, he deserves because he really worked hard for.
Yeah.
So I think that me watching my mom, guys, let me tell you something. My father was a principal. My mother used to sell Zimbas outside the school. My father was a principal.
No, you
with
lie.
other women.
You lie.
And everyone would be there like, because she had gone to school obviously for nursing, but she had not gotten a job yet.
Yes.
So if there's anything I learned from my mom was that no job is too small. As long as you have no money.
Yes. Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, my father was buying food at home. She could eat.
Yeah.
But she refused to just sit down. She was like, I'm going to go sell Zimbas. And she used to get a lot of money from that. Like, children would be like, oh, I'm first principal. And they want to go there.
Oh, okay. So that was a marketing
like as kids, you don't know. And now thinking about it, I'm like, we should have just been like helping or rather buying from this other ladies. But no, my mom trusts and believes she would wake up. I remember even at 4 a.m. to make these other scones that were so nice. I wish she gave me the recipe, but
she didn't share.
She used to be so, because I was young most.
Yes.
Remember back then for me, like, oh, Kiranga, this scones, I'm gonna be a professional. I'm gonna have money and stuff like that. You know, you're still young, you don't know life. So for me, the hustling spirit is definitely from my mom and my dad.
Yes.
And the assertiveness is definitely from my father. And my mother.
Okay. Both,
like, I don't know how I can say this. These two were like literally almost one person, but so different at the same time. Yeah. So the assertiveness, I would say that I actually got it from the fact that my father would actually give you advice and you fall in the pit and he's like, oh, sorry, you have to dig yourself out of there. No, I'm telling you. And so that's why there are people that are like, oh, you can't advise, or you can advise me. I'll just not take your advice if I don't want to. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I need to make a decision for me that if I'm in that pit, I should know I'm the reason why I'm in this pit. And then I'll crawl up okay. Because it's painful for you to be in a pit by someone's advice and they're not there to pick you up.
Exactly.
So those were life lessons that I literally had to learn growing up. And so, yeah, even to today, honestly, like I live by that.
So indirectly, your dad taught you independence.
1,000 billion%.
Yeah.
That man taught me independence.
So can you say that, you mentioned that your dad was really around when you were growing up. Do you think that had an impact in the relationship that you guys have now?
Oh, no. My father slept home every single night. My father was home every morning before he goes to work. Yeah. He just was not home in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Because he was at work.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You barely find him at home during the day. Yeah. But every single night my father was home.
But then in terms of how was the environment when you were growing up?
It was really nice. I think like of all the kids, I was the closest to my dad.
Oh, nice.
I loved him, like with my soul.
Yeah.
If anything, I just always wanted to make him proud. But the more and more you grow, and the more and more, I guess, like, you know, as a child, you get happy of the fact that, oh, your father is home.
Yeah.
Anytime we see the lights, we're happy.
Yes.
The car is back.
Yes.
It is back, and everyone starts going, I'm having a headache.
And just wanting
but then
attention.
when you now start to grow and you start now to need real things, and then that's when you can actually say, oh, actually, you know, maybe he's not the person I thought he is.
Yeah.
He's not the hero I thought he is, you know, and growing up and just seeing certain things that when you're a child, even though you see they don't make sense. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So but then I'm just gonna talk maybe trying to understand where he comes from, because I know also some of my relatives who were principals back then. Those people were very strict. I don't know if it was part of the training, you know, and all that. Very strict.
Yeah.
And sometimes they were unrelatable. So I know of my cousins who, you know, their dad were principals, and we used to really like envy them.
Yeah. I was the one that people used to envy.
Guys, did you also used to eat KFC any other day? Because like, yo, guys, my cousins, you'd go there in the kitchen and then there'll be KFC, and you are thinking, I only get KFC month end. but they always had KFC. You guys, how was your experience?
No.
Were you spoiled? Like,
We were not spoiled. One thing about my father and money.
yeah.
Forget.
Oh, it never used to just go out.
I know. So it wasn't, honestly. I think we lived normal lives, but because we were so sheltered,
Yeah.
people didn't know what goes in.
Oh,
there.
yes.
So other
They
kids from
assume.
other houses were not allowed to come play at home.
Oh, okay.
We were not allowed to go play outside.
Okay.
Do you understand? And then again, they came this time where you remember, guys, when African Magic to the kids that had DSTV.
Oh, yes.
We were the kids, Daddy. You'd sit and watch Nigerian movies the whole day.
Wow.
One movie's like 6 hours, 4
Yeah.
hours, and stuff like that. So that was definitely us, So, I mean, as kids, just the fact that your home has DSTV, back then in the 90s, it was a thing.
Yeah, no, I remember. There was 1 or 2 houses in the village who would have DSTV.
No, so for us,
Yes.
when it comes to like KFC and stuff, that was from our mom.
Oh, okay.
And then our oldest brother, because I do have an older brother.
Oh, you have an older brother.
It's like 10 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
So he is a policeman. So at that time, he had just become a police officer.
Okay.
Oh, girl.
The money is rolling. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really nice, like our moms will come back with this.
Yeah.
But I do have to also give my father his flowers, the fact that he was the one that actually took our mothers to school.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know a lot of men. Also, my dad was the one who took my mom to school.
Yeah.
So, but I see your excitement when you're sharing about your upbringing.
Yeah, because it was such a fun vibe, guys. I won't lie. I had a really good upbringing. Not that everything was perfect, but just thinking about it, especially at the time that my mom was still alive, life was just so easy.
Yeah.
Because my mom was such a lioness.
Mm.
She was such a lioness. Like, when time came for her to be a lion,
Yeah.
she would step up. I used to look at my mom and be like,
I want to be like that
I
when
want
I
to be
grow
like her.
up.
And the thing is, like, the more and more I grow, oh, honey.
Yeah. No, that
I see
lioness
myself
is
that,
coming
what,
up.
I'm going there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my mom. My mom was fearless.
Wow.
Like, fearless. Like, in situations where I'd be like, Mom, like, my mother was so fearless.
Wow.
I just loved everything about her.
Yo, no, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And with that experience that you had growing up, what do you think went wrong in your relationship with your father? Because as much as we want to say, no, maybe he has done horrible things and whatever, have you ever thought about maybe it was a trauma response for him after losing a wife? Because sometimes people with grief, they act out of character sometimes. Have you...
No.
No.
No, I don't. No, I think it's just that thing of when my mother was around, a lot of things did not matter because my mother was around.
She would take care of things.
Pick up the slack.
Yes.
So now that she's not around, who's supposed to pick up the slack now?
Yeah.
I have to now try fit my mother's shoes, which they don't fit me.
Oh,
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now, anger now develops, resentment now develops, and honestly, like, you can't keep hurting someone and still expect them to love you.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if you're a parent, doesn't matter if you're whatever. I think deep down, I will always love my father.
Yeah.
But I would definitely love him from a distance, It does hurt, used to a lot, but I think it's just that thing of this is the hand that life has dealt me.
Yeah.
And I just have to continue with my life. Because at the end of the day, I can't keep crying every day.
Yes, definitely.
Or someone that I can see that does not care. He does not care. So what should I do? I should do what I can do. And one thing about me, like my motto, I will fight.
Any day.
Any day. If it gets to that. So that's why I'm fighting. So that he can at least do his responsibilities towards his kids. That's all.
And money is not a problem for him.
Of course. Money is not a problem for my father.
Yeah.
No. Money is not a problem for him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's move now, fast forward to your marriage. You've shared a bit about what happened, and all that. But can you just share a little bit in terms of how, when we get married, all of us, you never think divorce.
Yeah.
Right? But what happens to get you to a point where you're like, this is it and nothing further?
I think that everyone, when they are with someone, it's really good to communicate your red line.
Okay.
And this is one thing that I can go and advise any couple. If you have not discussed what is your red line or your red lines, discuss that.
Sure.
Like, if you cross this line, I'm done.
Okay. And this is what you guys discussed up front.
1,000%.
Okay.
This is what we used to even record and talk about. So remember, guys, people have different traumas. There's someone that you can cheat on and she will never leave. But the moment you get broke, she's gone.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
That trauma maybe comes from some poverty. They're like,
I've seen this somewhere.
You and your poverty, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's cheating. I struggle.
Yeah.
I've never stayed with a boyfriend that cheated on me. I thought maybe with a husband, I would give him a second chance. I failed.
On the first, incident.
Yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't. So basically, I think I've even spoken about this. So I found out that he's cheating. It was over the phone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I've never met her. She just sent me nudes, this and that and that. And then, the other day I logged into his Facebook because remember, the moment that happened, trust is gone.
Yes, definitely.
So the other day, literally same week, I log into his Facebook on top of an ongoing conversation.
Ooh.
He's planning to meet some young child. And I think that girl's like maybe 18 or 17, I don't know, somewhere there, but she's like borderline legal, and then they're talking about meeting, and he's the one that is actually insisting on, I don't want to use protection. I was like, Jewish done. Jewish done. So it was easier said than done.
Yeah.
It was a very difficult and tough decision because, again, how do you move from a man that literally sacrificed everything for you to be who you are today?
Yes.
Someone that has supported you, someone that you can see that this person has really done their best to just be there for you.
Yeah.
So, I literally, I think I'm still going to do something like when a good man cheats. Because he was a good man to me. He was a good man. And so when he cheated, it was very, very difficult for me to look at him any other way than him just being a cheater.
Yeah.
All the other good things that he had done for me, literally it was like they vanished. The sight of him disgusted me.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I was so traumatized that I was literally having panic attacks.
Sure.
That's the trauma I faced when my ex cheated, because I had trusted that man a billion times, So it was very, very difficult for me. I knew that this marriage is over.
Yeah.
But physically walking away took me about 8 months.
Oh, okay.
I was getting my finances right. I went and I bought another car because I was like, I want a car that will help me move. Yeah, no, I planned my exit properly because I feel like sometimes when you just pack your bags, you find out today you pack your bags, today you leave, you go back.
Yes, no,
so
definitely.
I started de-attaching emotionally with him in the picture.
Oh,
so I was just
so you healed.
I was healing bit by bit. And because now I don't fight. I'm not doing anything. He's like, the marriage is great.
Back to normal.
I remember our 9th anniversary. We even went to Durban. Best trip ever.
Yeah.
Because I was like, goodbye.
So you guys were how many years in marriage?
9.
9 years.
Yeah.
Sure.
9. So I was like, I was de-attaching. And then when we came back from the honeymoon, or rather the anniversary celebration, I was like, I want a divorce. I'm struggling. I can't, So, yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. So maybe just a few weeks after that, I was like, yeah.
Isn't that drama?
No. He was really shocked.
You could have done it before,
Before, no. I wanted to enjoy myself. Which I did. Because remember, guys, I was so enclosed for such a long time that there was a lot of the outside world that I did not know, honestly. I didn't know about a lot of stuff. Because I was with this man since the age of 21.
Oh, yes. And also when you grew up, you were almost always closed up and stuff.
Because especially me being with him and everything that was going on, like with my dad, my siblings, the passing of my mother. This man was the one that was consoling me when my mother passed. Where was I gonna get another man that is gonna be like? There's a certain part of me that no man can ever share. Of the fact that like he got to know about my mom. He got to speak to my mom. He got to be there at the funeral. So it was very, very difficult for me, and especially due to everyone else. He was really a good guy. I remember even at home when I called, some people were like, no, I'm sure it's just the devil. I'm like, no, it's him.
Not the devil.
Not Satan. Not this time. And so then it happened that way that things went on like that, and it was quite sad.
Sure. No, that's sad. And when you are talking about it this way, like, I'm just thinking that you could have had a million excuses to say I'm staying in this marriage because he's shown you like his good side, all these things that he's done for you.
Yeah, definitely 1,000%. I think that for me it's just that thing of self-love, guys, is something that is very easily spoken, but very difficult to do. When you say you love yourself and you say this is my red, it's not only just, I'm gonna punish him. No, it's me.
Sure.
I was holding myself accountable. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, Owamie, you're gonna sit for this. And I think that for me it was also that thing of I did not marry for anything other than love.
Yes.
Because I was young.
Yes.
And naive.
So now you will marry differently.
I can't marry for love, I'm sorry. It can't just be for love. I need to just marry someone I respect.
Yes.
I'll marry someone that I respect even though I don't love him.
Yes.
As long as he loves me.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And I will definitely not marry a broke man.
And no. Brokenness is not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah, poverty is not a good thing.
Poverty is a disease.
No, it's bad.
So I think that, obviously, when you're young, you do go for like love. Oh, I'm so in love. Those small gestures that someone does, they're enough. But when you're older, and especially you're someone like me that has gone through a marriage and I'm divorced, I'm just like, no, I can't just marry for just love. It cannot be. So I need to marry someone that, that question, what do you bring to the table at our age? It's
very important.
Very important.
Sure. Okay. So for you, and I understand that you chose yourself in from that marriage. And hence you divorced. And I think there's a lot of women who are sitting there where you were sitting a few years ago. And maybe some of them are looking for the courage that you had to muster up when you were there. What can you tell them, or advise them to do? I know you did mention that you planned your exit before you actually exited. But what are the things, like if they are being emotionally abused? There's a lot of things that lead to unhealthy marriages. If they are there at this point in time and financially or even emotionally they're not ready to move on, what can you advise them?
So I would honestly say that one thing about the internet that he has taught me is people's red lines are very different. My red lines are not your red lines. Your red lines are not my red lines. And I think that is the reason. To a lot of women, they grew up watching their mothers getting cheated on. A lot of women grew up as their mothers being the side chicks. So they don't see anything wrong with a man cheating. So even if you can preach to this woman day and night, they're just looking at you like, this is the norm.
And they say all men are the same.
All men are the same. You understand what I'm saying? So for them, it's not a red. But you'll find that she lives for something that you and I can sit and be like, oh, she left for that?
But,
because that's her red line. Which is why I say that it's very important that as a couple, discuss your red lines so that your partner can know your red lines. Like, okay, these are the red lines that I definitely cannot cross. You understand what I'm saying? But if there's anything that I can say, if you're someone that is in a horrible marriage, you don't have money, start making money. Trust and believe this life is very tough when you don't have money. A lot of women actually stay because cheating is their red line, but they don't have enough money to can live.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
The other thing again that I have seen is that men these days, especially, they are so strategic. You know, the moment he cheats on you or he impregnates out there, and he knows that you're gonna find out, he makes sure you fall pregnant. So now maybe you've got 2 kids with him and pregnant with a third. So he's doing everything that he can to make sure that it's actually gonna be difficult for you to can actually leave, because where are you going with 3 kids? And they know that as women, most women are not gonna just leave their kids and go.
Yes.
I wanna go with the 3 kids. So now you have to have enough money to can fund you and also fund the 3 kids.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as a woman, I think that it's very important to be independent and be your own woman that makes your own money. I've seen a lot of women now, you know, that stay-at-home girlfriends. I'm like, that's the dumbest ish I've ever had. And then that stay-at-home wives who I'm like, okay, you know, but please make sure that you actually make your time valuable with something that is other than just your family.
Yes.
Not that your family is not of value or your time is not being spent valuably, but what I'm simply saying is that whatever field you're in, if maybe let's say you are married to this rich tycoon that doesn't want you to work, start a business. Have a business, you know. As a businesswoman, you work your own hours. If your husband wants you to be catering to him, you can. This man is rich. He should give you money. You can even get a VIP PA.
Yes. No, definitely.
That runs things for you and this and that and that. But make sure that at the end of the day, at the end of the month, you have your own money that says you.
Yes.
You have got a skill that you know that you are actually mastering, and you are also how can I say this? Like it's getting better and better and better, because when you have no skill, you have no money. What if this man dies?
Exactly. It's not even about divorce or
it's not
anything.
Even about divorce. You don't even know how this man's business runs.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So what happens? They're gonna start stealing from this business. You're gonna run this business down to the floor. And so that's why I always say that a man that has you and he does not want you to work at all or even start a business, he hates you.
Sure.
He knows he has no positive plans for you. Honestly, I truly believe in this, because why is it that he doesn't think for you as an individual? What if I die? Then what will happen to this woman?
Yes.
You understand? So for me, honestly, like finances as a woman is a very big thing. And then the other thing again that I can say is you will never ever be emotionally ready. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible. We all live crying. I remember the day that I left Free State. Guys, you know my baby sister, the one that I was saying she was refusing to actually carry the thing.
Yes.
She's like, that child is my mother's child. You know, she's such a strong-willed young lady, you know. And I remember it was just she and I in the car, and I was driving, right? I was leaving Friede. And right as I got on the main road, I could see Friede in my rearview mirror. And I knew this is the last time. Like, I'm not coming back here. So I started crying as I'm driving. And then I remember she was looking at me. It's like, why are you crying? This place was horrible. Did you see what he was doing? I can see that she's also starting, you know. So what I'm trying to show you guys is that it's not like I was emotionally ready. I was not. I still loved my ex-husband when I left. That's why even when I came this side, I was so distraught, guys. Like, I was so distraught. I wasted money because I was trying to just fill the void and everything. But today, how 100% healed.
No, you are back in the game.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm much, much better than where I was. And the partners that I actually meet, or rather, like, you know, I would say, you know, obviously JS, you know, it was a I'm not gonna get into that. But what I'm gonna just say is that you will always find better.
Yes.
From a place that you feel you're no longer being treated the way you deserve to be.
Sure. Yeah, and I feel like because a lot of women stay, then we enable that behavior.
A billion times.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that, you know how as women, we always attend things that empower us. If we talk therapy, it's women. If we talk conferences, it's mostly women. If it's like personal development stuff, it's women. And men, I just find that they are relaxed, Shem.
Because they live. We talk about self-love.
Yeah.
They live self-love.
Oh.
If you want to see men like
Yeah.
live self, cheat on your husband today.
Yeah.
See if he's gonna be tomorrow healing with you in the
Yeah,
house.
saying no.
You live today.
Yo.
Pack your bags and go.
Yeah.
And it's done like that.
Yeah, and you
Men
never look
don't
back.
have time to play.
Yeah.
They love themselves.
Yeah.
They understand that concept. We as women, we talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Self-love.
We think it's love when we
Self-love.
stay.
No. We think it's love when we put on makeup.
Yeah.
I love myself because I put on.
Yes. And I go on massages and stuff. Yeah. Self-love.
I love myself, guys. Oh, nah. I go to massages. Now I do my makeup. Now I get a new weave. But your husband has got 80 side chicks.
Yeah.
You're forever in the clinic having to get something because your private parts are itch.
Hello.
How much do you love yourself?
Sure. Yeah, no, and now when you're taking it from even the emotional level now to the physical level, because
to the physical level, because you are definitely going to get infections. It's impossible. Because the problem is that, again, when men cheat, guys, this is the shocking part. Men cheat without protection. As I'm saying, my ex, the message I got, he was the one saying,
insisting,
I do not want your protection. That is why when I left that marriage, I had to go for an HIV test. And guys, I was so scared.
Sure.
I was so scared. They had to do like tests, and by God's grace, your girl was clean and everything.
Yeah.
So that was scary, because I think that was when it actually came to me that there's so many women out there that are sick and they were home being faithful. To their cheating partners.
Yeah.
You know? So it's very painful.
And there's no reward for that, honestly speaking.
The only reward is your grave.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's true. And I think you need to know when to leave the table. When love is no longer being served and, the cheating starts happening, you need to choose yourself.
Yeah, I think so. But again, as I'm saying, I know there are people that have got that definition for love is different. The red lines are different.
Yeah.
There's a woman that is here on the internet. She talks day and night. No matter my husband cheats, I cannot live. It's not a red line.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's not a red line.
Yeah.
But some people's red line is I will live if he impregnates outside.
Yes.
Some people's red line is if he gets broke, I'm leaving.
I'm gone.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people's red line is if you don't protect me from your family, I'm gone.
Yeah.
We have different red lines.
So to a certain extent, one needs to be independent in their thinking.
A billion times.
Yeah, this is what it means to me, and not get fed ideas.
Group.
Yeah, life is not a group assignment.
Yeah, I was told many times, like, stay.
All men are like that. We are also going through that.
Yeah. They started telling me their own stories. I'm like, that stories were worse.
And you're looking at them like, hey, you're still there.
I still walked out.
And yours maybe was.
Remember what I was saying? Urina, my father told me.
Uri, hi.
That pit, if you fall in there, you would dig yourself out.
Yes.
So I was like, hey, I'm telling you, they advised, they would call me, console me over the phone. I'm like, I've made a decision already that I'm leaving. I'm just putting my money right.
Yeah.
I put a deposit, I paid my rent.
Yeah.
Called everyone. Hi, I'm in mid-rent.
Oh, okay, I've moved.
I told them, I have moved. I didn't need any family meeting, any family group.
But well done on that for choosing yourself.
Yeah.
Look at you. You know what always intrigues me? This is where we had left off. It's sort of like when most women leave these abusive marriages, somehow you just start, flourishing. You glow, that's number one.
Okay.
And then you financially, then you become more successful. What do you think? Why do you think there's a cause for that?
So, I remember, guys, like when I was still married, I used to work, but I always used to have to think for my ex-husband. He's someone that I used to like spending time a lot. And when I say spending time, I'm talking about sitting home watching Netflix in his arms.
Okay.
I'm not someone like that.
Yeah.
I want to be working.
Yeah.
But because you love your partner, you sacrifice, right? So every single night when he goes to bed, I have to go to bed with him. You understand?
Okay.
We have to sit, we have to talk, we have to go on his chest, and have him comfortable to a point where he also sleeps. Right as he's about to sleep, I get out.
Okay.
and then I go work because
Oh.
obviously I was shooting from the house.
Okay.
You understand? So I was going hard, but I wasn't going as hard because I've got a person that I need to think for. Guys, I used to cook
You
every
were
Monday to Friday, almost on a daily basis.
Sure.
Yes, and I was doing it out of love. He loved my food because I'm a good cook. Even though I say it myself, I'm not someone that will cook your fancy, but whatever I touch with these hands, trust and believe, I'm a good cook. So he would prefer my food because even if you were to go buy food,
it
it's
won't
not
taste the same.
You understand? So I would cook Monday to Friday. I would only rest about Saturday and Sunday. Would usually go out. Friday is a very remote area, so you wouldn't even get your McDonald's. It was like 50 kilometers away, like the nearest. So I would have to cook. So that's again time that I could be sitting and planning on. Maybe I can improve with this. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can do that. Right? And I remember, even if let's say maybe there was an interview that I had to do or anything that I had to do, my ex-husband at that time, he would have to ask for a day off to make sure he drives me.
Wow.
He would always make sure that he wanted to be the one to do that. So even if let's say there's an opportunity that's coming, sometimes I'd be like, actually, I don't want that because I don't want him to now go and get it. And then there's this, and then there's that. And so I wasn't going as hard because it wasn't only me I was thinking for. I was also thinking for another person. And the other thing again was that I used to see how the fact that I was now making more money than him used to affect him. So I felt that was also a mental limit of if I'm to make more, then I'm going to make a lot more than him. Because remember, he was on a salary. So his money is kept. So I think it was also that thing wherein I was very much conscious about it.
Yeah, a mental block of some sort.
Yes, any extra money I would make, he's not going to feel good. And when you love someone, guys, your love is stupid. Like that's from my side. So now that when I got divorced, I had no limit. I could work from 1 a.m. to 1 a.m. the following day if I wanted to. I didn't have to cook for nobody. Like when I tell you guys that I was cooking this time because Ryan was here, I can go 3 months without cooking.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I can. It's not something to be proud of. That's why I'm gaining a lot of weight. But honestly, because sometimes I work to a point where I forget to eat. And most times I only eat twice a day, sometimes even once a day. Because I was working so much and everything. And so now I don't have that mental blockage. I can work as much as I want. I remember for the past almost 2 years, my main bedroom was actually my studio office. And the smaller room was like my bedroom. Because I spent more time in the office than I did in the bedroom. So my bedroom was big, my office is cramped, and I'm like, I spend more time this side. So I switched them. So I'll work and I'll do everything that I can. I don't have any mental blockage. If right now there's something that needs to be done, trust and believe I'm getting in my car, I'm driving there, I'm going to work. So that's honestly it. And again, I don't have a safety net. I don't have someone that is a salary. It's just me, myself, and I. So now I gotta go hard, And also the other thing is that I think of the fact that I did make a prayer when I left that marriage. And my prayer to God was that, God, I was married, I was in love, know I was here to stay. But he broke what was in your vow, in your Bible. So this time, I leave all the curses here with him. And I take all the blessings with me. I'm not the one that wronged this man. And trust and believe, guys, that prayer worked.
It worked.
Not that I care about him and curses or whatever, but it was all about the blessings.
For you.
All the blessings that I guess were supposed to go to the marriage, I do see them in my life.
Wow.
Like I feel like almost everything I touch now, it just turns into gold. Life is actually more easier for me now. I won't lie. It is. Like if I want to do something, I think it's also because I make the decisions not just by myself. Again, the other thing. We were sitting and we were talking about production and everything, the cost of everything. Do you really think that man would have been said, okay, it's fine, you can go and spend this much on all this stuff? No. Do you understand? So it was always that thing of, it's like two minds that are going but in opposite directions. Because I do feel like in my side, there was also a sense of a bit of jealousy of the fact that, I thought this YouTube thing was going to go well, but not that well. You understand?
And that's the thing, there are people who support you sometimes just to be close enough to see you fail. They're not really in it to win it, So it's very important to be careful of those kinds of
and sometimes like people really do support you wholeheartedly. but they just support you to an extent where they feel comfortable with their success.
Oh, yeah. The
If I
minute
look at you you can make 10,000, how dare you make 20?
Yeah.
No, this is not what we agreed on.
Sure.
Stay there on 10.
Yeah, stay on
I'm
10.
comfortable with you at 10,000.
Sure.
Not up there, So that's something also that's very big. And I would go ahead and say, I mean, maybe one day I'll actually sit down and advise married women or people that are married, because I'm very open, I know that there's this whole thing of, if you're a divorced person, what do you know about marriage? Actually, I know a lot more than people that are married. And the reason for that is because I've gone through a divorce. I've seen the mistakes that actually lead to divorce, the things that are there, which is why I no longer just say don't cheat or cheating is this, because people's rates are different, right?
Yes.
The other thing again that I think that is very, very important is to sit down and discuss success with your partners.
Yes.
How far do you see yourself?
Okay.
Would you be okay if I was to be the one that's more successful in the family financially?
Yeah.
Because I found that there are situations where there are certain men who they attach their ego to the quality of support they can give their family financially.
Yes.
The fact that I used to go and beg him, baby, can I please just get date? He could do anything because I was at a begging position, But now, even if I'm to go to say, baby, I beg for 200, he knows I just made 23,000.
Oh, yeah.
I can't beg for 200. And if I'm to say, baby, can I have 30,000? He can't get it. Where is he going to get it? You understand what I'm saying? So it's very different, guys. Like, that's something that I think most couples don't sit down and talk about it. And those things actually do bring in resentment in marriage. So it's that thing of, I think that as couples, you do need to sit down and discuss these things, Like, okay, how far do you see yourself? So if this man sees himself as his dream car, I would say maybe it's a Nissan X-Trail, which is what I drive.
Yeah.
But now my dream car is a G-Wagon.
Hello.
Then let's talk.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen? Because I want to get the G-Wagon.
Yes.
So how is this going to work? You understand? So stuff like that, honestly.
Yeah. And I think we need to start having those honest discussions.
Yes.
Because nowadays, women are getting a lot of opportunities as well, and they are really waking up to these opportunities.
Yeah.
And chances are they'll end up making more money than the man. And if the man just relies on his financial muscle to keep this relationship going or marriage going, then it's nothing, because now what do you bring to the table? Because I'm bringing 10 times more.
And again, I think that at times the problem again is not even, because I know that most women, we are very different from men.
Yeah.
If you do good for me, I feel indebted.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So if you're my husband, you've been treating me so well. Even when I get money, the money doesn't mean
Nothing. Yeah.
That's why even in my situation, I had actually taken my bank card and given it to my ex.
Yeah.
I was like, you can keep
Sure.
it. Yeah. Like, I didn't care about it.
You were the wife.
I didn't care about the money.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yes, I cared about us making money, but I didn't see it as my money. I saw it as our money, you understand? But unfortunately for him, he couldn't really see it that.
Yeah, but the reality is that because men have attached their worth to financial means, then he cannot help it but feel less than because of that.
You understand?
So we need to get to a point where we have these conversations with men to say, but as much as back then women were marriage material because they can cook, that has changed.
It has.
And we are having that conversation as women.
Yeah.
So the men are not having that conversation
as
to say, you can still be a man even though you've lost your job because it's not your fault.
Or you can still be the man even though you earn less.
Even if you earn less. And the woman's money is the family's money.
Yes.
You shouldn't feel like you're in competition.
Thank you. Because there is an element of secret competition and secret failing.
Yes.
Now you're angry with me and I don't know why. Oh, it's because last month you made a lot of money.
Hello.
Sir, is that not our money?
When we make money, it's our money.
Yeah, so stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's very I think that this would just be a conversation on its own separately.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I think like it really does affect a lot of people. One thing about me, guys, divorce is very painful. Divorce is very, very hard. You have no idea.
Sure.
Someone once said divorce is like death, and I remember looking at her and I'm like,
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Trust and believe, when I went through it, it was like death. Okay, it was so painful. You're detaching from someone that you literally thought you're gonna spend your forever with. It's very, 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 very painful and very, very, very hard. You know. So I wouldn't want to see that. You know, if I see a couple and they're in love, I'm like, I do hope that you guys do better than us.
Yes.
You do those communications.
Yes.
You talk. And you don't end in divorce, because divorce is very hard. I mean, mine was hard and we didn't even have kids. So I can't imagine even when you have kids, I'm sure it would just even get tougher, you know. But yeah, it's not an easy thing.
Yeah. So it's very important to always, have this constant communication. I always say with my husband that we can't rely on the communication that we had when we got married in 2020. We always need to update each other.
1,000%.
Yeah, this is where I am now. Yes, my dream back then was A, B, C, and D, but now it has evolved.
Yeah.
Because we are evolving as human beings as well.
1,000%. And I think, especially with Black families, I think it's very important that as a married couple that is not having problems, see a therapist.
Yeah.
See a therapist on a regular basis. Yeah. Even if it's once a month, that is actually enough.
Yeah.
To sit down and actually talk about certain things. If maybe you had an argument that was unresolved fully, bring those things up to a stranger, like this and this that happened. And that person, because they are psychologically trained, they will be able to pick up certain things, and they can be able maybe to ask relevant questions and maybe put it in a way that your partner maybe did not see it in that way. Things like that. So I really honestly would genuinely advise, if you care about your marriage, see a therapist, even though you guys are not going through any problems.
Sure.
It helps a lot. Because when one has wronged, it's now basically almost useless. We tried it, after I cheated. And I remember when we went there and the therapist was like, are you guys over this fact that there was unfaithfulness? And I was like, yes, but I knew I'm leaving.
Oh, okay. So you sat there with the therapist working on the marriage.
I was like, yes. Yeah, because, I was like, okay. Because I really honestly was like, I'm going to act like everything is okay.
Yeah, because you have nothing else to give to this marriage anyway.
It was just very different. Don't cheat, guys. It hurts.
It hurts. It really, really hurts. And I saw this other video. A man was saying, guys, ladies, please don't cheat on us. We are not that strong.
We are not in Bogota.
We are not in Bogota. That killed me. I was like,
I reacted to that on TikTok. Why is I not laughing? I'm like, the one man
what? The audacity.
I'm like, no, guys. Chidapela asiko strong like you.
Yeah, like you guys.
We're
you guys
not
are
in Bogota. I was like,
and that is why we need to change the narrative and have healthy marriages, because then it has a ripple effect also on our kids and all that. So so we need to take that part seriously.
1,000%.
You know how much I'm also intrigued about the amount of time we spend on learning certain things. Like if I'm gonna put it like formally, I went and studied at university. It's like a formal process, but we don't give that much attention to this big part, let's say marriage or relationships of our lives, where we are going to live for the rest of our lives. We don't take time to study that.
No, absolutely.
Do you know what a healthy marriage looks like to start off with?
Exactly, because was your mother and your father in a healthy one?
Exactly.
Most of us know. Do you get what I'm saying? There were certain things that were like, some are from single parent households, so you don't know anything about a happy marriage, but you're like, oh, I want to.
You're gonna wing it.
The idea of a happy marriage is a soapy on television.
Yes,
that is scripted.
That is scripted. It's unreal.
Do you understand?
And that occurred to me when I started reading marriage books when I was preparing to get married, because Jolo was showing me flames. I was like, okay, cut. Let's start from the beginning. What is this? So when I started learning what a healthy marriage looks like and started having different role models, I looked around in my village. Sorry, guys, but I could not find a healthy marriage that I could look up to.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how many other people are having that experience. Yet every weekend we are all saying we are getting married, we are, doing these weddings. But do you really know what marriage is all about?
So I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I think that also the fact that you can define. I feel like now we're sitting and it's a marriage talk. But
Yeah.
you can actually define your own.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I feel like one of the biggest problems that we have is that we try to uniform.
Yes.
And it's not.
It's not.
There are certain people that a marriage of just them two cannot work.
Yeah.
They believe in we are married, but we're in an open marriage.
Yes.
I have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend, and we know about it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Even when I find maybe your husband with a girl, I come to you, oh, he was with a girl. Yeah, I know her.
Yeah.
And you understand? That's our life. That's how we live our lives. So I think that the other thing again in just me growing and maturing, because I'm a 33-year-old woman.
Oh, hey.
Okay. It's the fact that honestly, guys, it's different.
Yes. It's different.
It's very different. Like we try to uniform it. Like that's not
Doesn't
marriage.
work that way.
Certain people's marriages that work because their husband is the cook.
Yeah.
He's the one that
and he loves doing it.
And he loves it. You know, he's the one that cleans. You know, he's the one that does this and that. Where else we'll be sitting on like, that marriage. The man is the one that, okay, but whose marriage?
Exactly.
Is it not working
According
for
to
them?
whose standard?
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think what the other product is the Siya Papa. We like to insert ourselves into other people's unions.
Yes.
You understand? And whenever they don't follow or conform into our norms, we now call it horrible marriages.
Yes, exactly.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I think that is just also very important to understand that it will be different strokes for different folks, even in marriage.
Yeah. No, that's really powerful. This is a wholesome marriage talk, marriage seminar.
I'm telling you, we should have another episode just for marriage.
Please, let's do it. So now back to leadership. As a leading YouTuber, a black female, what can you advise to someone who wants to start on their YouTubing journey or just, learning how to monetize on different social platforms?
I would say start.
Just start where you are.
Just start. Just start where you are. I think a lot of people actually overthink this whole thing.
Yeah.
YouTube is actually not even made for like these lights and these microphones and productions and stuff. Sorry. It's made for you to just sit home with your phone and record.
Sure.
I think that over the years, things have been changing just because we all want to, improve. We all want to upgrade and stuff like that. But literally, the motto of YouTube is that you sit in your home with your small phone and your small tripod and you just talk to people,
Sure.
So I think that a lot of people actually want quality. They want to like strive to, to have this and it has to be that and that and that. But really, honestly, quality is not what makes your video. Who you are, your personality, how you connect with your people. Yeah. That's all.
Sure. And you being you, Jay.
You being you,
with
Jay.
no other added
sauces, spices.
Sure. No, that's really valuable. And then, Owamie, you are a powerhouse, ne? You work like you work.
All the time.
Do you have a morning routine or what is your morning routine?
I don't have a morning routine. No, I don't because there was a time I tried. I'm like, I'll wake up at this. Can you believe I don't have an alarm?
You don't? So you wake up when you wake up?
I wake up when I wake up.
Wow.
I let my body rest. It will tell me now it's time for you to go up and work. And then I wake up and I go work.
Wow.
Kids. Most times I'll wake up early. But a lot of times as well, I'll wake up late. I can wake up at 9.
Yeah.
And, wake up, take my shower fast. And then after that, I drive to the office. By 10 o'clock or 10:30, I'm here. I record. My editor is here.
Yeah.
I record my 3 videos. When I finish one, we take one cut. My editor is editing. I'm recording another one. By the end of the day, I've done 4 videos.
Oh, wow.
I'm done. And then
they're edited. Yeah.
Sometimes what I'll do even is that I'll film like now at night. And then I'm going to leave my card on the table. My editor comes in the morning. She's editing. I'm sleeping.
Wow. Yeah, that's so beautiful.
You understand? So for me, I found it difficult because if I have to work with a routine and I fail, I feel bad.
Yes, that's what happens to the most of us.
Yeah, so I don't have a morning routine. Because whenever I'm chasing a morning routine, I would fail and then now I feel bad.
Yes.
I feel like I'm a failure.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens to the most of us.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've tried the 5 a.m. club. And it just doesn't work because I'm not a morning person. Actually, at night, I feel much alive.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I wanted to say.
And now you are working naturally with your body. You don't feel like you are working against your body.
Exactly, because I'm also like a night owl.
Yeah.
I work best at night. Even at night, I get more energy. I don't know why. But if I'm to wake up at 5 a.m., I don't even know what to do with myself.
Yes.
I'm now just sitting there like, so no.
Yeah. So, guys, you had it. You don't really need a morning routine to get things done.
For me personally,
just get things done.
Okay. Let me also give advice.
Okay.
If you're someone that actually has a job,
a routine it's different.
And so I think that should be fair because I can afford to sleep without a watch. I don't have a boss.
Yes.
That is gonna want me at work at 7 a.m.
Yes.
If you know you've got your boss, don't get fired. Put that alarm.
Yes. You signed that contract.
Or 6 a.m. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think that again, it's gonna be different stroke for different folks. I know someone that has a routine and everything just works well.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so tempted to do a routine, but I failed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just that thing of okay. But me personally, no. I can't do it.
Okay.
Like every day is every day. It's fun to sleep not knowing what's tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's working well for you. You are earning the big bucks.
We're getting there. So I'm like, no, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Right. So lastly, Owamie, what is your purpose? What do you believe is your purpose in life?
Wow, guys. I think my purpose is to definitely be like that big sister.
Oh.
Like my purpose for me is to be my sister's big sister. My nephew's mom tea. Like, and I just feel like my followers' big sister.
Yes. I was about to say
so
that.
Responsible.
Yeah.
In terms of like the advice I give, I would give my own mother's kids.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think that I've gone through so much, guys. Like you talk about parents, I've gone through it.
Yeah.
You talk about relationships, I have gone through it. You talk about poverty and money, I have gone through it. You talk about friendships. Literally, I had a friend that I looked at as my best friend. Was this girl not having an affair with my ex-husband?
You lie. Was it after your divorce?
No.
Guys.
Well, they claim it was not a physical affair, but it was definitely emotional.
An affair. Yeah.
Because they were secretly meeting and stuff like that. So when you talk about friendships, I have gone through it. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that God had a reason why, and that's why I'm just so open about my life. Whoever it's gonna help, it's gonna help. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And again, I am not Manika Loko. Not everyone is gonna love me. Not everyone is gonna jam with me. I get that. You understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't like me, you don't like my character, you just keep it moving. That's it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I am not money. I was gonna be shocked if I was money. How you hate me and I'm money, but I'm not money. So yeah, that's honestly just me, Jay. I just do me. And again, you can advise me a billion times.
Yeah.
I would still do what
and you're not scared of anyone on the internet.
No.
Sure.
I'm not. Why should I?
Yeah.
Why?
Sure. Aren't you scared of being sued?
They can, but again, anyone can sue.
Yeah.
Winning is a different story.
Oh, okay.
It's a different story because first of all, I don't lie on anyone.
Oh, okay.
I will always talk about my opinion, which we do have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But I don't lie on anyone. I don't go out there and try to destroy anyone's reputation.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, I will report on news. If I don't agree with something, I'll talk about it. If I do, I will. But if you want to sue, go sue. We'll see in court.
Yeah.
But I don't lie on people. That's me.
Oh, no, that's
I don't lie on
great.
people. So even if you're suing me, you'll be suing me maybe to say you hate my opinion.
Yeah.
But there's freedom of speech.
Yeah, of course.
You understand? But I don't lie on people just because that's not something that I'm going to do. And I do respect my followers enough to not lie to them about anyone.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Wow, that's so beautiful. And that's it from Owamie and I. So, guys, we are recording from Mutondi Studios. It will be open very soon for booking. So, guys, please be on the lookout and please book and shoot your videos here.
Of course.
So thank you so much, Owamie, for opening up your warm studio for us.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate it.